What if I told you that an electric SUV with a 625 kilometers range is now cheaper than a gas-powered car? Sounds impossible, right? Well, the 2025 XPeng G6 just changed the game. Today, we're taking a deep dive into XPeng's latest budget-friendly EV to see if it lives up to the hype. We'll test its range, tech, performance, and of course, if it's truly worth your money. Spoiler alert. This might just be the best EV deal of 2025, but there's a catch. Stick around to find out. Introducing the XPeng G6 and why it's a big deal. This is the 2025 XPeng G6, and it's already making waves in the EV world. Why? Because it promises a massive 625 kilometers range at a price that undercuts Tesla, BYD, and even some gas-powered SUVs. But does a budget-friendly price tag mean compromises? And how does it stack up against competitors like the Tesla Model Y, BYD Song Plus EV, or even its own predecessor, the XPeng G9? Comparison to previous models. Compared to the 2023 XPeng G9, the G6 is lighter, more efficient, and uses XPeng's next-gen platform, improving range and performance while keeping costs low. And when we put it side by side with the Tesla Model Y, well, let's just say XPeng might have just built a real Tesla killer. But there's a catch. Why this matters in 2025? Right now, the EV market is more competitive than ever. With rising gas prices and government incentives making EVs more attractive, buyers want high-range, smart features, and fast charging without spending $50K plus. And that's exactly where XPeng is trying to shake things up. All right, now let's get into the good stuff. What makes the XPeng G6 stand out and whether it actually lives up to the hype? Performance and driving experience. An EV that's fun to drive under $25K, that's a rare find. But XPeng claims the G6 delivers a sporty feel with its dual-motor AWD system. So does it? 0 to 100 kilometers per h in 6.6 seconds. Not the fastest EV, but for a budget-friendly SUV? That's impressive. Low center of gravity and smooth handling. Thanks to the new SEPA 2.0 platform, it drives more like a sedan than an SUV, suspension and ride comfort. If you're coming from a gas SUV, you might expect a stiff, bumpy ride, but surprise, the G6 actually absorbs bumps better than some premium EVs. The turning radius is shockingly good for an SUV, almost like a compact car, making city driving and parking way easier than you'd expect. Battery and range. The 625 kilometers question, XPeng advertises a 625 kilometers range, but let's be real. Does it actually deliver that in real-world driving? Claimed versus actual range. 625 kilometers is the official number, but in mixed driving, expect around 500 to 550 kilometers. Still, that's better than most competitors in this price range. Efficiency versus Tesla Model Y and BYD. The G6 beats the Tesla Model Y in efficiency per kWh, meaning you get more mileage per charge. Battery tech, LFP versus NMC. Some versions use lithium iron phosphate, LFP, known for longevity, while others have NMC for better cold weather performance. Real-world savings. Let's put this into perspective. With fuel prices rising, a full charge in the G6 costs about 80% less than filling up a gas SUV. Fast charging, a game changer. Here's where things get really interesting. The XPeng G6 charges at 800 V. What does that mean? Super fast charging. 10% to 80% in just 19 minutes. That's faster than most Teslas, and on par with premium EVs costing twice as much. Comparison to Tesla and BYD. While Tesla's supercharger network is great, XPeng's fast charging speed actually outperforms the Model Y in real-world tests. Home charging? Plug it into a regular wall outlet and you're looking at an overnight charge. But if you install a fast home charger, you're set in just a few hours. Tech and smart features better than Tesla? You don't just buy an EV for the battery, you buy it for the tech. And XPeng, they're obsessed with smart features. 15-inch AI-powered touchscreen, think Tesla style, but with even smoother UI and better voice control. XNGP self-driving, Tesla's real rival, handles lane changes, traffic lights, and even complex turns. In China, it's already fully autonomous in some cities. Tesla isn't there yet. Surprise feature: AI-powered parking. Ever struggle with parallel parking? The G6 can park itself, even in tight spots. No hands, no stress. Unexpected insight: what no one tells you. Here's something most people won't mention. The XPeng G6 has better rear seat space than a Tesla Model Y. So if you're tall or have passengers, this is a legit selling point. Now that we've covered the features, the real question is it actually worth buying? Stick around because next we'll break down the pros, cons, and the final verdict. All right, this is where things get really interesting. We've talked about the specs, the range, the tech, but now let's address the big question. Is the XPeng G6 actually as good as it seems, or is there a catch? The turning point. The one thing that changes everything. On paper, the XPeng G6 seems like an absolute steal. 625 kilometers range, fast charging, self-driving tech, all for under $24,500. Sounds too good to be true, right? Here's the twist. While the G6 is an incredible EV for the price, there's one thing that might make you think twice. Availability. Limited global release. Right now, XPeng is focused on China and select European markets. If you're in the US or other regions, getting one could be a challenge. Charging network limitations. While XPeng has great charging speeds, Tesla's supercharger network is still miles ahead in global coverage. Build quality versus premium brands. While the design looks high-end, some interior materials don't quite match the Tesla Model Y or a Polestar. If you're super picky about luxury finishes, you might notice the difference. The big controversy: can XPeng really compete with Tesla? This is the million-dollar question. Is the XPeng G6 a Tesla killer or just another budget EV? The truth. For the price, the G6 actually beats the Model Y in range and tech. But XPeng is still a growing brand, and its long-term reliability? That's the big unknown. Self-driving showdown. Tesla's FSD is more refined worldwide, but in China, XPeng's XNGP is proving to be even smarter. It's a legit rival. Customer support and service. While XPeng is expanding, its service network isn't as widespread as Tesla's yet. Something to consider before buying. The final verdict: should you buy it? I came into this review expecting the G6 to be a budget-friendly EV with compromises. But honestly, I was wrong. For the price, the XPeng G6 is an absolute game-changer. It's not perfect, but it delivers premium EV features at a price no other brand is matching right now. If you can get your hands on one, it's one of the best value electric SUVs of 2025. And now, the biggest question for you. Would you buy the XPeng G6 over a Tesla or BYD? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But wait, before you go, there's one more thing you need to know. Summarizing the biggest takeaways. So, after putting the 2025 XPeng G6 through its paces, here's the bottom line. Incredible value for money. 625 kilometers range, cutting-edge tech, and fast charging under $24,500. Competes with Tesla and BYD. In some ways, it even outperforms them, especially in range and price. Not perfect limited global availability, charging network concerns, and interior materials that aren't as premium as luxury EVs. Who should buy it? If you want maximum range for your money and cutting-edge tech, this is a fantastic buy. If you prioritize brand reputation, resale value, or an established charging network, you may want to stick with Tesla or BYD. Final thought, my honest take. If I were looking for an affordable EV with high-end features, the XPeng G6 would absolutely be at the top of my list. But what do you think? Would you choose this over a Tesla Model Y or a BYD? Call to action, get involved. Drop a comment below. Would you buy the XPeng G6, or is there another EV that's caught your eye? And hey, if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. Teaser for future content. Next video, we're testing an EV that claims to be even cheaper and faster than the G6. See you in the next video.